Hey, let me tell you, bro. There's no one who's getting laid in Nairobi like Mwangi. Yeah.
Chaxy, why you make this? Unaka to your disclaimer. The views on this show by Chaxy are complete lies.
Over 26.
This is
The This is the Brunch Club. Over 26.
welcome back to
The mics are
Genius.
closed.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.
What up? My name is Chaxy, the mastermind. Your main man. Mariah is here. Mwass is here. We are Mic Check and we are live from Snowball. Episode 4. Come on, guys.
Episode 4. Consistency to angle.
The whole thing is here, except
Consistency
for
to
Felix.
angle. Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Makwaja, have you guys been?
We've been.
Me have been good.
I've been with Mwass things.
Of course.
The
Why
best
are you
week
asking him how
of this year. Like now, there's I've been good.
Oh shit. Zex Bantwini met me over the weekend, man.
Oh, for real?
Fucking crazy, bro.
Did he take a photo?
He took a picture.
I saw it on his Instagram.
I'm still headline.
Like finally met the mastermind.
Finally met the mastermind. Oh shit, man. Just how good was Watamu, bro. Fucking crazy.
I'm jealous because how do you guys make plans not even telling me you've
We
made
told
plans?
you.
And then suddenly kwa group Chaxy,
Kwani unaogopa mic? Unajua nashindwa maana naongea funny.
Everybody's asking for you. I'm like, what do you mean?
Kuna wali book flight Friday wakakamsato.
Yeah.
FOMO.
Exactly. Those are people who really want to
That is
come.
the fear of missing out with a hint of disposable income.
It's not that if you want to come, just come. That's not an invite.
Nah, Mariah. Sasa, lakini honestly,
That's
ni kama
not an
sasa,
invite.
you know, this is the same thing. She's never been for Fusion. Can you imagine? And each time, anasema, why didn't you invite me? I'm like,
Sasa
there's been
nikuulize,
posters all over
kama
social
huwezi fika
media.
Kikuyu utafikaje Watamu?
Utafikaje Watamu?
Tafika. Watamu is Watamu, fam.
Aye.
Those are just answers that are word salads. Watamu is Watamu fam. FOMO is FOMO.
But how's the gig for you, though? Who's your favorite? Of course,
Zex.
Yeah.
But also, like, Idaziz alikuwa kwa set ka 15.
Bro,
We didn't get bored.
Idaziz performed like the whole night.
Yeah.
It just come randomly on anyone's set and jump.
And his vocals were intact. Kama sisi kushout na unasikia vile tuna sound
Tuna
sahi.
struggle, my friend.
Tumekula
Tumekula mandimu,
mandimu, mazee.
nothing.
Mekula ndimu but throat yangu bado mekula ndimu.
But
It's been a great weekend. I won't lie.
the highlight of the weekend for me is our friend.
Sex Bantwini.
Anajijua.
Alikuwa anacheza set 15 at the same time.
Umse alikatia at least 10 women.
With a zero conversion rate.
Even Arsenal are better.
That's insane.
Alikuwa amechanganishwa na mademo kona mahagabigi.
Yani, boy, anything that is big as confuses
Boy napaka lip gloss.
As in, how?
Like alikuwa anaendea bia hivi alafu msichana anapita hivi alafu unachikia mesao alikuwa na demu. Tulianza kumuita Batman. Batman in the city of Gotham. Alikuwa fiti. We had so much fun this weekend, bro.
Fucking crazy weekend, bro.
You are
As in, and then just all night until morning. Sunday was mad.
Watamu
I
street
missed the
food
hot
is
air balloon
elite.
by the beach.
Yeah.
I saw a
We also,
picture.
I didn't panda it, but I looked at it. It was nice.
Lakini at least ulipanda kitu.
Nilipanda mbegu. Like literally I planted a tree. Like it's not in the window. Like I'm saving the environment. Like it's gonna rain. Because of me. In like 34 years.
Let me tell you how crazy the party was. At some point, one of my friends smoked weed for the first time ever. And it was by mistake completely. Kwanza alijua he smoked weed the following morning.
What?
He smoked weed that night.
How do you smoke weed by mistake?
For the first time ever in his life, because he doesn't smoke.
So he thought it was a cigarette.
He didn't even know he'd smoked it until the following morning.
How?
That's how crazy. That's how crazy this party was, bro. Shout out to Nico,
really
man.
nice.
Shout out to Nico and and everyone who's
Like
involved.
we used to sleep like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Party
literally.
till 6 a.m.
Ndio maana
Blackout till 9.
Because
The only reason you were waking up at 9 was because breakfast ilikuonesha 9.
Ilikuonesha 9.
So if unafika hapo at 59. You have your
Neka
eggs
foundation.
and tuninis, neka foundation.
And then tunaenda kwa room tunaanza kwa balcony.
Maze.
Until now when the party, because the
next
party
day.
would begin like at 3 p.m.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Every single day, back
Okay,
to
now
back,
I'm
every
having
3
gin
days.
food.
But I like that we drank responsibly.
Yeah.
Like no one blacked out.
No one blacked out.
Yeah. That was nice.
But there's a guy who's blacked out like at 3 p.m. Mchana, I'm like, what? Hata ndio sherehe inaanza manze. Like how
I think that would be me. If that was
That's why you
that
didn't come
would
to
definitely
Watamu.
be me.
That's why you didn't come.
That's why you didn't
because
come to
now,
Watamu.
since we're adults, we're not going to take care. You know, if you blacked out, since you utasimamisha sherehe.
We just put you in the room
we
and
just
come
put
back.
you in the room and then we continue.
Okay,
Ama we put you next to the bar and tunaambia bartender.
Anafaa kusikiza bien. Bien alisema, mimi nimeuliza swali Chaxy leo.
Yeah.
Ati nimeuliza swali Chaxy. Nimeuliza Chaxy swali leo.
Yeah.
Bien alisema kunywa maji kimaliza kunywa pombe. So you know it means two things. Like drink water, when you're done drink alcohol.
Drink alcohol.
Or drink water when you're done
drinking alcohol. Oh wow.
Yeah. But I was saying the song is about responsible drinking because his father says pia kumbuka weke foundation ya ugali and samaki and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
Like don't just go out partying in an empty stomach.
Is it weird?
You're not even hydrating.
I imagine I can't eat then drink.
That's why unakunywa Hennessy.
Shout out to Mother
When
Hen.
unakunywa
Shout out to Mother Hen. Mother Hen unaenda tu kumwambia how's your morning? Have you drunk water?
Have you drunk water? I'm like, bruh, every 2 hours, apply your sunscreen.
Have you had breakfast? Yes. What did you have? 2 eggs. Anachukua bia yako.
Imagine.
Shout out to Mother Hen.
Hey, Mother Hen took care of us. Anajijua.
Hey, Mother Hen is the person who flew last minute. Said I need to go take care of my niggas.
You know, because Mwass your day hangover ilikuwa namtwanga, and so he was just chilling by the beach. So I go for dinner, then you come with Mwass later. And then guess what? Mother Hen is there.
Mother Hen is there.
I'm like, whoa, how did you come last minute?
It's nice.
How did you?
I didn't come last minute. I come on the first minute.
You guys are idiots. Proper idiots.
And then Mwangi became a magician. You know, the first
I
time
saw that on my friend's
That's dope.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
I saw that.
No, we have to do that on the next recording.
Yes.
I saw that.
You were supposed to do it.
It involves a tampon, but no one has a tampon.
No one has a tampon.
Rick told us he's rolling, but it was sound. You're hoping ungetusaidia manze. And I can't do it to the pad.
Next time I'll definitely come with one.
Okay.
I'll
also
bring
have
one.
I thought I had one like in the bag, but
Yeah.
Sina.
Because that's what you had.
I connected with so many strangers. You know how weird it is when you're walking around the beach 4 a.m. and then tell someone, do you want to see a magic trick? And then they're like, no. And then you start doing it for their friend and they're walking away, they come back and then they're like, oh,
Do it again.
Do it again. I'm like, no. Period. And then I give them the tampon and walk away. It was so dope.
Yeah. Then you made a song. Will you put your Mwass got some proper lap dance.
Ooh.
When the lady was literally done, Mwass started singing.
What?
Mwangi kaza tu. Stacy with a big ass booty.
Oh God.
Big ass booty.
I love the vibes are so correct. Everyone chimed in.
Everyone started chiming, yeah. Because we're a big group, and then
nice.
everyone could clearly see Stacy had a big ass booty.
Yeah.
And she gave a really nice lap dance.
It's
So
facts.
it's facts, bro. It's on record.
Yeah. We then got them.
We don't go there.
Batman pia alikuwa hapo. 6 Twin alikuwa hapo.
This Batamu.
We're doing it again. We have to do it again.
Well.
Definitely August. August is coming. So, because there's August and then there's December. I think it went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll touch base with Nico and see what he thinks of the gig.
Yeah.
But then, so just before, that was our weekend though. Where were your boring weekend?
Just with the girls.
Aside fighting.
Onyx Kidogo. Rah. Wait. Yeah, just
Why
Onyx.
do you keep going to Onyx? I don't get it.
I told you we went to Gemini. Gemini was... Let me tell
Gemini
you.
is always packed. Me,
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Everyone who tells me that you went to Gemini, it was packed.
Gemini is packed, but the Saturday it was packed. Style sijawai ona.
Gemini was big shunning.
Legit.
Gemini
Gemini
was packed
was
kama ngodham ya big shun. Hapo nimeconnect episode kama 3.
Listen, it was crazy. So we went to Black Stars. Black Stars was literally dead.
Black Stars is what? I've never heard
What's the name of this
Kilimani,
building?
yes.
Nimesahau.
Okay.
But yeah, so we went to Black Stars. It was empty. So the only place that we thought of was Onyx. Get to Onyx. We found a nice
You're always
sitting
at
spot.
Onyx though, yeah.
Not always.
Drinking Hennessy. Donkey piece. Why does Hennessy smell that bad?
Hennessy has a smell.
You have Koro. They're saying that there hasn't been new variants.
No, there has been a new variant. There's a new variant in the States. There's another one in China.
Oh.
Yeah, so I hope it doesn't spread as far.
I hope so.
But you know, just talking about the States, just before we start talking about whatever you want to talk about, this Pete Davidson guy, Mr. Skit.
Skid.
Yeah.
This guy is not on socials, but how do I keep knowing the color of his underwear all the time? Like, who keeps updating? Like, I'm serious. I know maybe it's my Kanye bias, But honestly, this guy is not even on socials. He doesn't have presence online. But bro, if he sneezes now, if you go online, skit on his sneeze. And not because of his sneeze, Kanye is losing it.
Don't sneeze around my kids.
Don't sneeze
We don't have blessings for you.
It's crazy.
Is Kanye still tweet? Kanye keeps deleting the posts though.
I don't know what's going on with him.
I think it's his PR team. Uncle, like, give me that phone.
Yeah, then usiku akienda home
He's bought a new phone. He's on it.
Let's call it Aziz and shout out this legend.
Aziz is dope.
He's so dope, bro. And the fact that he does it. Do you remember on Sunday? Was it Sunday? There's a time I think I was with Lane and Keegan. There's a time he'd gone on stage and we'd gone to the beach because now the good thing with this time around is tides would be low during the night. So you would walk to the islands.
Yeah.
And back at night. But during the day, there was water. So, I'm like, yo, that's Id playing. Lynn is like, no, we can bet that's a DJ playing. I'm like, there's a DJ playing, but the person singing is not a recorded song. That's someone doing it live.
So you went back and it was him.
I'm back and it was Id.
He was like on every set. Even the set after Zex. No, after Zex, who played? Was it?
After Zex, Nyags. It was Nyaga.
Nyags, and then the DJ... The old guy who was
the white
full
guy
of vibes,
who got on with Iz.
Yeah.
Fucking killed it. I think that's the first time Id got on stage.
He was so chill.
I'm calling it. Okay. He was so good, bro. He was so good. Id. Rick can't hear.
Hello.
Come on last time. Id.
Yay.
Chaxy. I'm just calling with a different number. What going, bro?
Cool. How you doing?
I'm easy. Are you back from Atamu?
Yes.
Dude, you must have gotten crazy sex this weekend, man. You are all over the stage, bro. By the way, Id, disclaimer. You're on the podcast. I'm calling on the podcast. So unasikika.
Okay.
You're on loudspeaker.
You're on loudspeaker. Can you increase his volume so we can hear you? So you're on speaker, bro. I'm with Mwass and Mariah, and we had such a good time. Please, let's call you. We have to call you and just big you up. How are you feeling?
Lovely.
Tired?
Not tired. Fine.
How long were you on stage combined?
Wow.
Like all the
10
sets.
hours.
Hey.
I think 3 hours.
Shit, did Nico give you a raise, bro?
Pardon?
Did Nico give you a raise?
He should have been.
Bruh, but me, I know, bro. I know you must have just gotten like mad sex over the weekend, bro.
Alipatiana ED kwa assist.
Alipatiana ED kwa
Kwa mad
assist.
sis.
Really?
I was holding that one in like a fart.
Id, man, we love you so much. We celebrate you. We appreciate you. And we just wanted to call you and let you know that.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
You're so dope.
So much fun.
Thank you.
Bless you, man.
Bless you,
Na
bro.
unataka kuongea? Mpaka
Huh?
we are
Kabla
going to
kuna
hang up on
mtu,
you.
wacha calm down.
Baby, calm down. Bless, bro. Have a good one.
Mariah is always
Yeah,
receiving
thank
the
you.
worst. Cheers, bro.
Cheers. It does just keep on getting. But anyway, so let's get into this. So, Young, Famous, and African dropped finally. I'd seen the trailer sometimes back, and I was actually excited for the show. Your thoughts so far?
So far, I haven't watched the show, disclaimer. I've just seen the bits and pieces that have trended online. I'm not so big on reality TV.
Okay.
So I just catch, like, if it trends, I might becomes a topic, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I'm missing out on something. I'll go check it out. So today I'm planning on like looking at 1 or 2 episodes. Is it structured as Diamond has his own episode, this one has his own?
No, it's just a continuous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go check it out. But I've seen the highlights online.
Yeah.
And they're hilarious.
Okay, I guess the show is alright, considering it's our first time. You understand? No, see, like it's like an all-star situation because it's the first season. See, it's Nigerians, Zaire, Uganda, Diamond, Tanzania.
There's a South African.
Then they're all in South. Then a few
There's
South
Andile,
Africans.
who's giving George in the Rango vibes.
Please give Andile. Where? Andile is Andile. He is incomparable.
Say it into the mic.
Andile. I speak for all the girls when I say, he's everything. But other than that, I feel like the show is okay. Okay, from a girl's perspective, the wigs could do better.
I like how she gave all the flowers and then now she's going back to what I'm good at.
Yeah,
Let's hate.
let's rip it apart now.
No, but seriously, the wigs could do better. Some of the storylines didn't make sense. Let's just be honest. Annie, Dibia, and Diamond, literally, they don't have carried this whole show. Actually, it's Annie, if we're being honest, because it was her drama with Zari, down to her drama with Baba, and the last episode was the renewal of their vows. Like, she was literally every...
How many episodes are out now?
7. It's only 7
You've
episodes.
watched all of them?
Yeah.
Oh
You're
shit.
committed to the cause.
Yeah, because I watched
Yeah.
one episode the first time. Because I remember when we did our call last night, Mariah was like, "Don't start with the first episode." But I was like, "I have to start with the first episode. Let me just get the gist of the story, you know." The first episode is all over the place. I see why
Told
guys
you.
are complaining. It's all over the place. It's very predictable. You can production value is nice, sour. But then even the script is very loose on the first
True.
episode. It's quite loose
No,
because you
even
can tell.
you should watch
You can
the
tell
last.
it's actually
You'll scream.
scripted.
You'll
Which
scream.
for a reality show, that's why like nakwanga too, like even the fights sometimes they look fake. The matusis are not natural. You know, you can tell if someone is mad at you. And then sometimes when someone is going to snatch your wig, you can see someone bend on like this. Like, make it real.
Nah, like on the last episode, it's Zari, Andile goes to see
Why are you spoiling
Zari.
it for everyone? who's
Nah, nah. Let's actually understand how this episode is. Like it ends in Nkama Afro cinema.
That's what is called
Ati,
a
oh
spoiler.
bro,
Like,
you
don't-
came-
That is what is exactly.
Speaking about the
don't tell us how it
end,
ends,
listen,
yeah.
listen. He's like, oh bro, you came to surprise me. So this guy is like, no, I came to see Zari. Dupe. That's the end. Like,
So now we know the ending.
yeah. That's the
I
end.
was
And
still-
it's like, okay, so
But sasa,
okay.
Chibude, Mimi, I'm still on platinums.
You
Bro, let me
butchered
tell
the
you.
Queen's
How old are
language.
you?
man. I'm 31st.
Yo, me, I'm all for butchering the Queen's language because the Queen butchered us
You get.
and has been butchering us for the longest.
And I like when what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
When Americans make fun of how we speak English, and we're like, bro, you can only speak one
One
language.
language.
Do you know how
Can
many
you
languages we
imagine?
guys
Yeah.
can
Like,
speak? Do you know how
shut
many
up.
languages we guys can
How many
speak?
can you speak?
But I can speak Swahili, I can speak English, I can speak Sheng. That's a fucking language.
It's a fucking
I can
language.
understand Korea. I can't speak it, but I can
Okay.
understand it.
I think I can do
join one
English,
plus one.
Swahili, Kikuyu, Sheng. And I can listen to now the extended Bantu, you know, the Merus and the...
Yeah.
The whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
because
can
they sound the same more or less. I spoke to someone in Ethiopian this weekend. So someone spoke, it's not Ethiopian, Amharic. And it was so funny.
You
How
sound
it
like
sounds.
a bit like Swahili.
No, it sounds like... It sounds like you're rewinding a tape, but it's so nice. And you know, the alphabet also looks different.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting.
But I'm like, the bits I saw, because I saw Diamond also say that he's a player, he's a bitch.
But it's true.
And
He's
that's
a
very
bitch.
That would just be saying things.
Yeah, Diamond is a bitch. Let's
Diamond-
just be honest.
Okay, I'll agree
His
because he said it
mannerisms
himself.
are very
you know.
bitchy,
He said it
so-
himself.
What do you define as bitchy?
Yeah, exactly. Good question.
Mannerisms are
Good
very
question.
bitchy.
Good question.
Yeah, your mannerisms are very
But he's
bitchy.
like the lion. He calls himself what?
Simba.
Simba, yeah.
He loves to hunt. He even says that he's
He loves
like
to
me, I
hunt.
love to hunt.
Me, I think Diamond is just a vibe because he knows he's the shit.
Yeah.
Like me, if I was the shit, I'd be like, oh,
No,
you
but
don't know how
I-
to say
I
31 years
love-
old. You said 31st years old.
I
I'm like,
love
yeah.
that Kanye gave him his flowers, and which is very true. She said Diamond is the one who brought Hollywood to Africa.
Absolutely.
That's dope.
Yo, I was like 1,000%. Like, listen, Chibudi. Ngoa yo kizungu unataka kungoa. You've made it.
Me, I'm
You're
happy because we
allowed.
laugh.
Yeah,
this
We
thing.
laugh
it's hilarious.
and we'll still admire that because he's also his business acumen and his
You
No, even
understand?
Even beyond music.
Diamond is he knows how to put on a show. You know? He
Yeah.
knows how to put on a show. And I like what what's the lady who throws the ball, which was supposed to be very fancy and ended up not being fancy. The horse.
Kanye
Yeah,
Mbao.
Kanye, yeah. So I like what she says at some point because she's like, you cannot be as big as Diamond and have no scandals. It's impossible.
True.
Especially if you're in music.
Yeah.
There's just something about
plus it's also
musicians.
showbiz. It's showbiz.
It's showbiz
It's
as
show
well.
business.
Do you know how big those scandals make musicians as well?
Yeah.
Like literally.
See, sometimes they do it on purpose. Zingine zu backfire kama Limsa Empire alikuwa anaitwaje?
Oh
After
my
Dave
God.
Chappelle's special, I can't call him by his actual name. How do you hire two Nigerians to come beat you up?
Yeah, that went left.
And then But also, I'm just like, there's things I don't think we should be joking about.
Yeah.
Like, how do you make a whole joke out of hate?
And then homophobia.
And homophobia, especially. How?
Because I think showbiz should be like a sex tape.
Yeah.
I feel
Do
like
the obvious
that's
things,
overdone.
Do
be
some
like
Bono
Diamond.
Spandage your
Be seen with
rooftop
someone
and,
controversial.
put a
You know those photos that
projector.
Chaxy was seen with. Unajua kila mtu.
Ah,
Let's move. Mariah was seen with
Good
George
one.
Ndirangu. Be controversial.
Yeah. Because
And
that's
then-
the closest you could come to Andile.
hey. I've already listened. We'll fight. Friends will fight.
I
Andile
need
is
to go look up
Andile.
Andile after the show. Ama nifanye tu sign ndio.
But
You get the gist.
But I'm
Ne-
definitely,
neza
I'm,
toa
I'm
simu kwa
definitely
set.
watching it. I'm definitely watching it. I think I want to see how the story progresses out of curiosity because I like to produce content as well. This being the first, I just want to see how the story progresses. So I'm definitely watching the second and the third. I'll see. Let me see how far I can go. Because I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of feedback online. There's people who hate it a lot. Guys are like, oh, the storyline. I'm like, bro, the reality of television is that whether it's reality or not, it's always scripted.
That's
Anything you
true.
see on camera, America Got Talent, whatever it is,
It's scripted.
if it's going on TV,
They
it
can't
has
leave
to be
they can't leave it
scripted.
to chance.
They have the Royco and the seasoning, everything has to be added on TV. You know, you can't leave it to chance. So I understand why people would be like, oh, it's a bit shallow. I'm like, it could be very intentional for it to be shallow. Everyone is talking about it now.
Publicity.
If I'm the producer, I'm probably securing the bag now because I'm getting a lot of streams on Netflix. You know,
Like I never watch reality shows and I'm going to watch it.
You best.
no, you.
This is oof. Listen, I'll just reduce so that I can see Andile.
Who do you think in Kenya would have made
I
it on
told
the
you.
show?
Akothe has all the flair to be on a reality show.
Mariah is just jealous. Look at her face now.
Akothe has,
Madam Boss.
Yeah, Madam Boss. President has she doesn't give a single fuck about anything. She's vocal. Like Akothe Sulems unatukana na nyamaza. She's herself. She's unajua Diamond is twanging and sijui nini. Akothe will just speak like she speaks all the time. I think Akothe
So
would
you get
make-
the real.
Yeah.
You get the real. Honestly, I think the only person that I see would fit there is Joho, bro. I can't think of anyone else. One, Joho has the money, he has the cars, he lives the lifestyle, he has the women.
But he's not young.
He's in government. He's like he's
Young,
always dancing on TikTok. Have you seen
young,
Joho's TikTok?
famous, and African.
That one-
He's
How old is Joho,
famous
though?
and African. Young ex. He's
How old is
cancelled. Dude, but he's like 1 minute into
Joho-
his 60s. Next.
The show should be called Old, Famous and Corrupt.
Thanks.
Wow. No, honestly, I don't think Joho is that old. To be very fair, let me check. How old is Joho?
Okay, of course, I'm bugging, but
He's
Yeah, I
probably-
know.
he's probably in his
old,
40s.
like-
maybe.
Yeah. Yo, I think, okay, if he wasn't in government, because now I'm sure he'd protect his image,
Yeah.
I think he would be such an ideal candidate for that show. The life that guy lives.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
insane. That's true.
At Kilifi New Year's in December, right? So we are dancing, nini nini, and then my friend taps me at the back. He's like, don't look back. So, like, size,
wrong
you know,
Then-
to look
then,
obvious.
of course-
Don't look back.
Chill. Not to look obvious. So then he's like, Joho is right behind us. So, and I dance, and then I look back. It's Joho, some other guy, I don't know, and some bodyguards. Of course, just chilling, enjoying on a dance. Then we leave at some point. It's a fucking brown Rolls Royce, bro. I'm like, yeah, you know. And a Bentley and Nina. I'm like, this guy is the show. Joho would have been crazy, bro.
Crickets.
Major.
Better than qualify too on African. Let's just leave it at that. Thanks.
Wow. Only
Let's
Okonkwo.
just-
Ama-
let's-
Imagine Anonge Joe
let's
Okonkwo
just
hivyo.
leave
wait.
it at that.
Zimeni mics to throw hands. Major,
Are you
know,
serious?
Leave it at that.
I've always wondered kama Major anaendanga kwa urinals na hiyo tumbler.
No, I don't think so.
I've never seen a photo
That
of him without
is
the tumbler.
twisted. Ooh,
But why wouldn't you go to the urinal with the tumbler?
that's nasty. Do you drink maji ya bafu?
Mimi,
Unajua maji ya bafu na yenye inatokanga kwa kitchen ni the same. But of course, public restroom, no. But see, like when you brush your teeth in the bathroom.
But do you drink it? No.
is different.
No, do you drink? Me as long as imetoka kwa bafu, I can't.
Of course, you can't do tap water in an establishment in Nairobi unless ujipendi. Unless
No,
unauza
talking
maji.
about-
But it's
So
the same
house.
water in the house. It's the same.
Yeah.
Bado siwezi kunywa tu ya choo. That's just siwezi.
So, Akothe, I say Joho. Who do you think? in
Me
Kenya
honestly
would
na
have made it?
Kenya. mimi nishaambia tuko na young and African famous.
No.
Yani umse
I
amesema
can't
tu out
even
of we are
anyone.
50 million.
Bruh.
Acha sema Elsa Majimbo. What's
Elsa
wrong with
would have
Elsa
been
Elsa
Majimbo?
already said she's not Kenyan, so let's keep it pushing.
It's just banana.
Actually hate from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then her God said, hold my beer.
Well,
Literally.
okay, maybe Elsa.
So, because initially I thought the show was young, African, famous and rich.
Yeah.
So nikasema Kenya, the only problem with the celebrities ni hapo kwa rich.
Thank you.
You know, because I'm
Na
like,
hata kwa famous.
I'm being honest.
Kwa
The
fame,
actual
kwa fame wako. Like how people pull crowds.
Eric Omondi is famous. The
Yeah.
fuck? Eriko is famous.
Hapo kwa rich ndo bado MCSK wanatumianga wase
Huda
2500.
Monroe, Huda wouldn't have made it.
Definitely
No.
would.
Vera wouldn't have
After
made it.
BBN, or I would not even advocate for her to go.
After what on BBN?
Aye, that girl is a proper L. Please, next.
Why? Why? How is...
Ah,
Mimi,
next.
if I vied for president in August, I'd make Huda my running mate.
Of course.
What
This is you,
presidency are we
Chaxy.
talking about? Your country hata missing a vote.
Thanks.
Chaxy would have been like, I got 6 votes and I have 17 friends.
No, for
Hata
real
kwa
though.
show hakuna msange vote.
Huda.
You can't tell me that
Please.
Huda would not have made...
Hata basi hata tupeleke ude manitongwa nani Pendo. I would rather Huda.
Nah, bruh.
Ice.
No, honestly, you don't
Nah.
think Huda would have made the
The
show?
show would have made it.
Or even Vera?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, let's
Why?
do this.
Give us... Okay, Mariah needs to give
Huda
us a
and
reason.
Vera at their prime. Say unajua they've laid
That's
low.
what I'm saying. Like say unapeleka kudu.
At their prime, 4 years ago.
Bruh.
Hata phone karibu
When they used to post on
sana.
Instagram every
So
day.
maybe a decade. But
Hey, wait, hata wewe sasa.
Why does Mariah...
A decade is
hate like
2012.
this?
Huda alikuwa
Like,
adu
what will you ever
KCSE.
like? What did you say? I missed that.
2012 Huda alikuwa adu KCSE.
yeah, she wishes. Anyway,
Prezo,
Fire has something to say.
Prezo, definitely.
Prezo maybe in top 5.
Definitely.
Still.
Prezo maybe in top
hapo
5.
kwa young duty.
Prezo ajai drop swag yake.
Ajay drop
Prezo
so.
amepick. Prezo nika price ya Bitcoin. You dip kidogo lakini anaamka.
Lakini
Tu all the
anaamka
time.
tu.
Anaamka.
Oh shit. Nani Otile Brown?
Ziangalia sana.
Because this show is not being watched in Lodwa.
Oh.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad
Wait,
thing.
unasema Lord of guys
I'm
on
just
Netflix.
saying, I'm just saying, yo pull crowds. Like Otile akiperform is yolo Lodwa sijui wapi yuko hivyo. Mahali tiko kuingia ni lita mbili za maziwa. I don't know, like okay, like punch, but you're pulling like 10,000 people. Do you know anyone who'd pull 10,000 people in Nairobi?
In Nairobi?
A local act.
Yeah, Otile would.
Thank you.
Otile would pull 10k people in Nairobi. If you got the support and the backing, you
Pull 20 or 30k in Lodwa. Alafu najua the real fans. Hata kuna wale wako like, tunasikia na perform lakini hajakamua ngamia leo. But it have fans. But even in a place like Costo, he pulls crowds.
Yeah. Even Dubs. You don't see Otile in Dubai, Otile in Bahrain,
We already
Juicy.
said Otile is Kenya's biggest act.
Otile is
Whether you
Kenya's
like him or
biggest
not.
act. Yes.
He's
At the
Kenya's
moment,
biggest act.
Otile is Kenya's biggest act. So everything Mwass anasema is nice, but it's just banter. Wewe una hate.
Nah, I'm just being honest. I'm just brutal.
What
That's
are
the
your reasons? Because if you can't give me a reason, then it just...
Those ones are old cargos, bro. Let's move on. Hata basi hata
What's the
tumeshakila.
new-
Kama basi mbaya ndio imefika mbaya. Heri tumeshakila basi. Ai, Huda Vera, bro, those are guy. Please.
Leo mmenimdrop
Next.
watu kwa hii show. Leo
Yeah.
unajua watu wakitumiwa uliambiwa sijui.
Nah, it's
nini.
all
Next.
fun. It's just banter. But
Next.
I'm like... But I'm just thinking of what the scene looks like now with Netflix coming to Africa and investing. You know, as much as everything is happening in South Africa, but which is crazy, man. You're like Tom Cruise is shooting his movie in SA now.
What?
Netflix is based in SA. Universal in Africa is based in SA. I know they have maybe a branch in Nigeria as well. Like everything else dope is just happening in South Africa.
But there's something dope that Netflix did in Kenya. The free Netflix. It's only being done in Kenya in the whole world. The pilot
Is
program.
Netflix actually still free? Like, but you have to be on
on
Android, right?
phones, yeah? And then you're limited, of course, to particular number of shows, and there is like quality. I think you can't go past 720p.
Then what the hell is that?
So basically,
So
this
what's
is
the
TV.
point?
No, it's a pilot program for us. You guys, you care about quality for K Nini, and you have the money to do that. Kunam say like I've always wanted to be on Netflix. Like you can think of someone who can't afford the 1,400 per month, but a number you can watch your shows. They don't care about quality. They're like, I can watch this thing on my phone. That's why it's piloted on like even the Android phones, because in Kenya like the penetration rate is high.
And most people,
especially
it's
in
big
Nairobi.
shawning.
People have
In
to
Kenya,
say
it's big
that.
shawning.
Yeah. But I like that a pilot program can actually be done in Kenya. And then they'll study it and see how they can implement it in other markets.
But what's with the so far the Kenyan shows that have been on Netflix? Why are all the bad shows on Netflix? I'm serious. Like, have you seen any nice Kenyan show? Okay, the shows that are on Netflix. Like Uradi is the latest that. No, not Uradi. Oh shit! I saw the
46.
short film that has Charlie Karume and Foy Wamboi.
Yeah, that
so
was
dope.
so dope. That was
That
so
was
dope.
nice.
So good. I'm like, I wish this was a full feature film. But Uradi, there was Disconnect. There was 46. There was the other one. All so bad. Mechanical, like, you can't tell me this is what Kenyan filmmakers have to offer at
You
the best.
understand?
And
You can't
so many.
convince me.
There's so many like film. Like I think the limit is just finances. The guys who have the stories, the basic equipment, they have the desire, the passion, the hunger, everything. But I don't know if there is gatekeeping with
the
with
budgets,
like with you getting to remember when someone said that kwani show zote lazima
Got
itakuwa
the same
Nick Mutuma na
three
Sarah
actors.
Hassan,
Yeah,
yeah. Sema ati
that's
a
also
Kenyan
another
vampire
issue.
show ati Sarah Hassan na Umanani. But there's a lot more diversity right now on screen.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just happy that it's getting like wanaingia. Unajua
Yeah.
vile ulikuwa unaenda out na mabest wako mnafriziwa as a group. Then 2 people make it.
Yeah.
And it's not even the most interesting people in the
Yeah,
squad.
yeah.
But you're like, these niggas got in.
It's
Yeah.
so
So
right.
I'm just happy that tunaingia.
Yeah.
Tunaingia.
Pole,
But also
pole.
the crazy thing is producers are keeping all the money, bro. As much as we can talk about gatekeeping and you know us having the kind of shows we have now, because I know some dope writers in Kenya. Mpaka niko like kuna wase ukiwapatia script and the budgets, we'll see some really good productions. So because a lot of these guys, some of them are my friends whose shows have been on Netflix. I'm like, yo, so did you get a check? Nada, bro.
What?
Zero. So the
Okay,
producers
that's
are keeping
sad.
all the money
What?
as
Okay.
well. So they're making all the money. That's crazy.
That I had no idea of.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Well, Lizzie, you know some of them who are on these shows on Netflix. You know some of them. Master.
Yeah.
Nada, bro. But Morning After, fucking dope, bro.
Nah, that
For
was
short film,
everything.
so good. Like I saw it, I was
Great acting, great chemistry. You know, even the production was not artist G.
Crazy.
Nah, it
You
wasn't.
understand?
But the story was intact. It was so intact. So well done.
It was like I watched a Kenyan film by Kina Philip Production, Kina Bell Mutua. It's called Grand Little Lie. Have you guys watched it?
No, oh shit,
Yeah,
I need to
Kina
watch
Kate.
it.
Yo.
Kate actress. I haven't
Yeah,
watched it.
it's so dope. I've watched it twice, and I even my friend came to my house. Akaniuliza mbona unawachi show? Nikamwambia let me restart it to just see it. And you are hooked for an hour 30. You watched all of it.
No, I'm gonna
It
watch
has a great storyline, the twist, the plots. Nini. Of course, that's some things that could be done better, but they're doing it. And like these guys, I like what they're
And
doing.
the
'cause
self-financing.
They're self-financing. They're selling a link for 200 bob.
Wow.
And they're going to the streets wakisema nunueni hizi vitu ama tulale njaa. It's so dope.
It's crazy when I start thinking about the guys who are running the film industry. By running, I mean just the guys who put out material over the years. You know, the Abel Mutuas. I can feel. I'm like, if they're still fundraising to that extent to make films, it shows you how far our industry is.
That's true.
Because film is expensive. To produce like these films you like, it's fucking expensive.
The
You need
budgets are
crazy
crazy, yeah.
budgets. So if guys are still crowdfunding, no, okay, guys crowdfund, it's normal. But if we're asking guys to pay 200 bob,
You
it shows you how
understand.
far our industry is. And so shout out to all these guys who are doing what they need to do, you know.
Yeah.
But then
Vic, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just having a question, maybe for Chaxy. You're saying like there's no cash. The productions take all the cash, right? So
the
how-
producers are
the
keeping
producers
a
are keeping
big
the-
chunk of the money.
But like,
When money comes.
how does Netflix? How does a Kenyan Netflix film make money off of Netflix? How does it actually happen for you to say the production takes most of the money and not the producers or directors?
So what happens is, one, you can't independently, as this is what I know, you can't independently submit to Netflix. They work with production companies.
Okay.
So, because it's just easier. Because can you imagine how many people have films huku nje? Even
And
if you
want
just
to
went on
take,
YouTube
yeah.
and, you know. So, just to make it easier, they work with production companies. One is, it's easier to standardize. Already, these are companies that have a certain standard of what they put out, so it's easier to work with them. They're always putting out films, so it's easier. And also, it just breaks your bureaucracy. So you need to be attached to a production company or not a production company. That's how you submit to Netflix. So the Netflix is subscription based. No one watches Netflix for free unless now the pilot thing that they're doing, right? So How the money is distributed, I have no idea. But I know the money comes from subscription, and the higher ratings you get on your show, the more money you make. But then, guess where does the money go? The money goes back to production companies, right? In production companies, the problem here, I was asking one of my friends, I'm like, okay, if you're an actor on a show, the first thing you need to do is you need to sign your royalties. Because each time this show makes money, you're supposed to make a certain percentage of that money.
Yeah.
So
it's just like a music.
Basically.
like musicians. Absolutely. So if the show came out and the show was screening in the theaters here and they were selling tickets, you're supposed to get a percentage of that. Yeah. If the show goes on Netflix, you're supposed to get a percentage of that. Because also on Netflix, shows don't go there permanently. Some do if they're original Netflix.
Yeah.
That's why guys are complaining all the shows pulled down. It's because they pay licensing for certain periods for certain shows. So if this show leaves Netflix, goes on HBO Max as well, you're supposed to make a cut. That's why producers are always going to collect royalties. Where does the royalties come from? These films keep selling over time. They keep making money, right? So now the issue here is I was asking my friend, I'm like, yo, you cannot get on another production and not know what happens when this show keeps making money. Because now, when the money comes in, the producers keep all the money. You have no paperwork on royalties.
Yeah.
I say that's the thing. I think in showbiz, if you get into a bad contract, whether in music, sports, whatever,
You're screwed.
you're screwed.
Yeah, you're completely screwed.
Yeah. But I get how you would end up there because excitement, as an artist, you've been creating for a while, then an opportunity comes.
And it's like, woo!
And you're told we need to close this by next
Like
week.
now.
You haven't even had a lawyer look at your paperwork, and then you're like, lesson learned.
And most of them are just friends, I'm working on a film, I call Mwass, come write on it. I call my other friends, come write on it. I call all my dope friends that I know actors that would fit roles. And then, tuna shoot through. And then I'm like, it's going to be on UpSyd on the YouTube. You're like, yay. And then nothing happens, so there's no proper paperwork.
Yeah.
Or maybe Nivo, we agree, okay, sir, what's the budget looking like? How many scenes am I on? How many days is it going to take to film? So how much am I getting paid? This is what I'm getting paid. Done, boom, gone. So if the back of the business lies with me as the producer, I'm probably spending so much money. One, because also as the producer, you're the one who raises capital, right?
Yeah.
So now, if I'm spending so much money, and probably I'm making some money here and there, but I've not even broken even. So there's all those other things. So again, it comes down to money. How much money does our film industry make?
That's true.
Who finances these films? Because in other production companies, what they do is they have the budgets to finance these high productions. So what's happening here? Not really, not the same thing. Yeah. But again, contracts. Just have a simple contract. It's not
even with Nins. It happened even with Squid Game. I think the guy who the guy who wrote and directed it.
I've forgotten him. The guy who had it for like 10 years, and no production company was buying it.
And then when Netflix took it up, I think the production company that he went through, they gave him a nice check, but not as nice as
what they made.
Mainstream.
Yeah.
It's like if someone comes and gives you 10 million bob right now for your show, you'd be happy. And then you go and hear that show made 1 billion shillings.
That's
so someone
insane.
kept 990.
Shit.
You see, so I think but they went back into talks. Those closed room contracts, and they're like, we're never going to talk about this. Yeah. I feel like when it's big enough and it's vocal enough, even Dave Chappelle had them remove the Chappelle show.
Shit, bro.
I feel like if the power is greater than the money, they'll always listen.
True.
And guess where the power lies? The power lies with the people. That's why I think now the direction content is headed. If you're relying on just corporates to make money, then I think you are on the wrong strategy. If you can monetize your audience, you'll always have money to produce.
That's true.
Because what did Dev do? Dev like clearly going against these big corporations. It's a war that is very hard to win. They could derail it, the process and all those. He went back to the people. He was like, "Sawa, don't watch this. Pull it down. Call these guys. Do whatever." And the power always lies just with the people. And that's why I like platforms like Patreon now. Even YouTube allows memberships. If you can monetize your audience,
Do it.
you will never be cancelled unless your audience actually cancels you. Because I'm like, yo, most likely the people like cancelling people are people who don't even watch those shows.
That's true.
Yeah. Wanangoja ka clip kamoja tu Mariah.
Drop.
Hey.
Nah, I'm against cancel culture, but
Same here.
We're all against it.
I'm all for accountability culture.
yeah.
I know, there's things that are, when it gets to R. Kelly level.
Yeah,
you now
definitely.
just buy.
Yeah, but just because someone said something here, I'm like, bro, if you met me 5 years ago nilikuwa mkuu.
No, even last week
you
I
met
wouldn't
me-
have thought of what I said today.
Yeah.
So unani-cancel kwa nini?
But even me just thinking of 10 years ago when nilikuwa na reason the things I probably even tweeted saizi. I'm like, if you cancelled me 10 years ago and you met me now, you'd be surprised at how much progress
Yeah.
I've made.
Mm.
And we're
There's
constantly
growth.
evolving as people. So you can't tell me because I came said one bad thing and I'm actually learning it. Now you're going to cancel me.
When the outrage
Cancel.
is bigger than the call for accountability.
Then
You know,
exactly.
yeah, you see. So I think accountability first, then outrage is allowed. Of course, if someone says some nasty shit, you're allowed to be angry. But then, so now what?
Exactly. So you're angry and then nothing. So accountability. I think everyone should face the consequences for our actions, because even words are a form of action, you know.
Yeah.
So if you said something and there's repercussions for that, absolutely. But also the best apology is change of behavior.
Yeah.
And I believe people can actually change.
Hey, philosopher, bro.
Hey.
Anyway.
So
Young,
great.
famous and
Freeze
African.
ya ocean mpaka imekufungua akili. Hey.
Young, famous and African. Even though mi upata wasichana. Na Mwangi upata wasichana cause yeye uko mfani. Mimi ni cause mimi ni philosopher.
Please patangi wasichana.
Hey, let me tell you, bro. There's no one who's getting laid in Nairobi like Mwangi. Yeah.
Chaxy,
This
why
guy-
you make this? Unaka to your disclaimer. The views on this show by Chaxy are complete lies. You know how politicians go and use like 7 words to say the same thing? They are malicious. And like 7 other words I don't know.
But mean the same thing.
Like
Mean
a
the same
dab at the
thing.
Soros.
Or even when Babuino slapped Jaguar and then he said it's his cheeks that
Cheek
moved
that-
closer to his hand and he didn't slap
Oh
Jaguar.
my goodness. Yeah, but those are utter lies.
But Young, famous and African. So I think I'm glad we are finally seeing these shows.
Yeah.
Because also what this shows to a young upcoming filmmaker from Africa is that it's possible. You know, so we can dream as big as we can.
Yeah.
I think the most thing that I'm most keen on the production value of the show. That's why I'm really gonna watch it. I'm also keen on what the script looks like. Because it's reality. So of course it's scripted, but you know it's reality.
There's
I'm
one or two,
so
yeah.
curious to see what that script looks like. Yeah. So I'm definitely watching it.
So you went through your chewing gum.
Oh! Wait, what did Ecom say? What did Ecom say?
If she pulled a clip from the first episode, I think.
No, that's the second.
Okay, that one.
Yeah,
From
where
the show.
Diamond
Diamond is
where
trying
Diamond
to-
is being
Hey,
a
Don't
man.
throw your gum.
Diamond is
Because
trying to
somebody
explain.
offered you a piece of grape.
Usitupe chingamu kwa
Don't throw your
porojo za
chewing
kupita
gum.
or something.
What?
Whatever. That line by
What did
Alikiba.
let me get what Ecom said. No, usitume. It's an Alikiba line.
Usitupe chingamu.
Don't throw your chewing gum because somebody offered you a piece of grape.
Let me see.
Yeah.
That was on Ecom's Twitter, right?
But you know how when you translate slang, like things that are in context to that language, you lose them.
Yeah,
True.
It's
sometimes
like
you
if you're
lose
trying
them
to
anyway.
explain someone who doesn't speak Swahili, cheza chini.
Usiteme
yes,
bikaji kwa karanga.
So
kwa
do you
kuonjesha.
think this would pick? Let's see. So basically, he says
Say like, do not spit your chewing gums just because a person maybe give you a piece of grape.
he said
Only Tafari would laugh.
who is always saying, because they always say.
It's Tanzanians.
But
Tanzanian.
he does
So
have a point.
He says, do not spit your chewing gum just because someone gave you a piece of grape. Then Ekwam posts that on Twitter and says, Diamond is basically trying to say, unatema Big G kwa karanga za kuonjeshwa. Which is an Alikiba line.
Imagine. But you know Tanzanians. Yeah, I told you I had a Tanzanian friend in Campo. And he used to finish things with things you don't understand. So like, asema, tukimaliza kurecord podcast, msiende saizi, manake hatutaki kuchezea mbuzi gitaa. And then you're like, yeah?
Like that?
Alafu anambia, mbona tucheze ngumi gitaa? Nakwambia kitu kama, exactly. And you're like, alright, ama nakwambia nisaidie nini, assignment yako ni copy. Unamwambia badilisha vitu zingine isikae same. Anakwambia of course siwezi tupa nguruwe kwa babati. Yo, these are actual conversations.
You cannot make it up.
Alafu namuuliza, mbona tupe nguruwe kwa mabati? Exactly.
But there's no. But the fact that
Free
Diamond,
by people,
but the fact that
thanks.
Diamond direct translated an Alikiba line just to prove a point.
Yeah,
That's a culture
that's
for me. Like I said,
everything.
that's a Simba move.
That's a Simba move.
That's a Simba move.
Bold move. Anyway, so talking about his moves, someone else who's making moves. The first rapper ever to have a baby. You know, Soulja Boy is the first rapper to do everything. I'm sure even now is like the first rapper to have a baby. I'm like,
Or have a gender reveal. He's the first.
I'm like, can Ice Cubes have? Can Ice Cubes don't have babies? Nowadays they're actors.
A lot of his claims actually turn out to
They're
be true.
true.
Yeah, some of them. But also,
A lot.
he's
Some.
bantering.
99% of what he's
And then he pulls out these
and he has
videos
receipts.
from those
That's the
nakumbuka zile
weirdest
kamera zenye
thing.
ulikuwa na record 4 seconds inaja. Ana pull up video hapo like
He has the
15p.
receipts. That's the weirdest thing.
But how? Okay, so but now at least getting someone pregnant, it's not the first for Soulja Boy.
No, but
Okay, it's the first for
but
him.
we have to agree he's the first to have a gender reveal
Nah.
and a sold out show on the same night. He's the first rapper.
Now we're just making these things up.
up.
Okay, now
No,
we're making these
that's
things up.
if you combine things, it becomes like I'm the first person to wear Air Maxes on a Tuesday on the show.
With blue jeans, a
Yeah.
black Casio,
Yes,
a long
and a
sleeve,
thong. You see,
and
like
a thong.
it's-
Yeah.
But you wore a thong last time. I saw it.
What color was it?
Ilikuwa zile clear. Unacheka vile mademu vanga clear
Mulisema
bracelets. So that watu wasione bracelets.
tap what for anxiety. I think I'm just about to do it.
Tapping.
Tap what?
Shout out. It's called tapping meditation.
I'm just about to do
I
that.
learned
And
about
I'm
it
And
this
it
stabbed.
actually works. It actually works. You should try it. But anyway, so Soulja Boy did a gender reveal.
Yeah.
And we were discussing about easy vitu ni mob. So there's a gender reveal. There's a
First of all,
push gifts.
there's the shock when you're told niko na ball.
That's an event.
Unabai mzinga kwanza utulie. Alafu unajua, I don't know why people never believe they're like, let's go to hospital. Right. Then you pay for that as well. Alafu narudi
Like,
home.
imagine when she knows she's pregnant. she
Alafu
knows.
anaanza kusema anaitisha pizza. I'm like, daktari amesema ako 2 weeks old. Wewe. Ushapata cravings
No,
kiapili.
but-
Do you get it?
Then mawe sasa. Hiyo mawe ndo sijaelewa. Mbona mnakulanga mawe?
No, that's because you have a deficiency most of the time. When you see women craving for stones, yeah, it's a deficiency. But now, inakuja in craving of a stone, but that means you actually need iron.
Got you.
Yeah.
Ulikuwa na go through your Twitter rite of
calcium.
passage.
Yeah, alafu kuna wait, which one comes first? The baby shower or the gender reveal?
Baby shower. These days you can do a baby shower, stroke, gender reveal.
My niggas, Akili mtu wangu. Akili
mtu wangu.
Kama tu anniversaries unacombine kila kitu.
You combine all these
But-
things.
So
yeah.
your girlies come.
But most of the time, it's okay. Normally, you do the gender reveal first, then you can have the shower. But these days, it only makes sense because see, tuna shower tuki reveal.
So
they
you
won't
combine them.
be-
Okay,
yeah.
so
Have you
after
been
you're
to a
done
baby
with
shower,
that-
Mwangi?
No, see, they only invite chicks. But
No,
me,
even there are showers for dudes. What do you mean?
We should
me,
crash
my
one.
friends are not having kids. You know, my friends are all team fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Now, all of them were getting kids in our pata.
Wameruka
Anawe
watoto.
ako like, sikuwaruka.
Oh.
Eh,
Kupata
sisi-
tu like, boom.
Just
So ikikupata hivyo utasema sasa ni baby reveal tutafanya ama tutaenda Nairobi
Mwangi,
hospital kuangalia room
fanya
how
hivi.
much.
Before this year ends, let's crash one. So if ukisikia any ni mahali, let me know. Even me, I'll let you know. Let's crash one, just for the sake.
Or we can throw a fake one.
I'm going to throw a fake one.
if
Yeah.
it's always your birthday, you can have a fake gender. Yeah.
Kama tutakuwa
So let's
tunamake
go
do
back.
kama Mike Check tutambia dem mwenye ana do ya baby reveal.
Tumfanyie.
Tutambia hizo maballoon na hiyo powder ya blue. Na tukamna keki.
Then we do it, sindio?
And then we
And
shoot
then we
the
invite
we
our
shoot the
friends,
podcast
tupige
there.
sherehe, we shoot the
Noma.
podcast.
You guys are sick.
Perfect. I like that.
gonna
We're
happen.
doing that. So yeah, so it starts with the one you have raw sex. as if you can
skip-
get pregnant.
Let's skip that. Let's skip all
that.
that. And then gender reveal, bridal shower. Alafu kuna-
Bridal?
whatever, hiyo.
Baby shower.
Imagine
Alafu kuna-
wangesema.
kuna
Push
push
gift.
gift. Push gift comes after you. Ameza.
Yes.
And then jana mliniambia ingine yenye sasa
Baby
I've
moon.
never
Baby
had a baby moon.
Yeah.
What the fuck is baby moon?
Yeah.
It's like a
there's
honeymoon, but
baby
because we had a
moon.
baby.
So you go, both of you go, or
Both
just
of you
the
can
mother?
go, or you can go with the baby. But most times, I know it's
Me,
the
I do
dad.
it. Friends.
Yeah, the dad just decides like, "Mom, have a breather time." So go.
Oh, so the guy doesn't come.
You can go with your wife if you want to, or
you
your
can
girl
pay
if
for
you
her with
want
the
to.
girlfriends.
Or yeah, but it's just
Or
for.
you can just leave the wife to go before the baby comes, so you buy one ticket.
Save money.
Kids under 3 don't pay for air tickets.
Needy babies.
And then now there's the fees for Hosi and stuff.
Yeah, I think then now there's the tests prior.
Well, and then there's the vaccines. And then there's the diapers.
No, the diapers is worse.
And then
The,
there's the school
the
fees.
vaccines is nothing.
And then now squeeze you have to look for your toy school like 3 years before. You know?
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
Like,
mean?
A lot of schools in Nairobi have backlog.
Oh shit.
So for you to get your TOEI in 2024, you start applying now.
So I go say so I've decided I'm trying to make a baby now. So in 3
I
years,
think
book me
you
in.
go after the baby is born.
Oh.
You need to have evidence.
Oh, okay.
Like there's an actual baby,
Yeah.
baby but search nini. But yeah, there's backlog in a lot of the good schools.
So then the school business is good business now.
Imagine nowadays you have to get a parent to refer you.
It was school.
Yeah,
And
to
they even
some
do
schools.
interviews. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure there has to be a reason. The reason is
Chums.
Most of the
I
time.
don't know. But they want
No,
to
but
curate
different
kids.
but different schools have different reasons for why they do that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
schools like Kianda, you have to be Catholic
Okay.
and a two-parent home.
that is the
Some of
most
it is,
fucked up
some of
thing.
it is nonsense, to be honest.
Okay, because now just because I don't have two parents,
Yeah,
you're
you
telling me
can't
I
come
can't
to,
get
yeah,
access.
you can't come to Kianda. It's that simple.
And I have to be Catholic.
Yes. Because the school is Shule Amanans.
Religion is the most fucked up thing.
It's not about religion.
makes
For sure.
And
Skia.
those are their
Skia,
fundam. Those are
nimepigiwa
their.
simu na a very rich guy. So you can pick this.
Nani?
I'm serious, see jokes.
Anakwambia nini?
Karibu niambie to pause. You
Senior
never
pesa,
seen,
hujui taring
you've
tena
not
lini?
seen how niggas act around rich people.
Umepigwa na joo.
Asi,
You better
fuck, I
be.
wish I had Joe's number, bro. But unajua nimeona, the first call was like, ay, unajua zile number, iko tu na zero zote, then 77. Go like, ay. Okay, see you.
Naweza kuwa pia customer care. Maybe unaitishwa. Maybe uliacha bill 7 Islands.
But sasa, amepiga na their number now. I hope ananipigia juu ya biashara.
But yeah, so different schools, different rules.
No, but the Kianda one, to be very fair, because I learned about this last year. When tulikuwa home, you remember that we had a second lockdown? And then we were just home. And then we had some crazy benders in the crib. So one of our friends alikuwa like, she's literally even started dressing up the way she wants like a few years ago. Because she was in Kianda school, primary and high school. So all through your life, there's these things that they cement in you. You know, you have to come from a
Yeah.
home that has two parents. You have to be Catholic. You can't wear certain types of clothes. You
Already
can't
your school is
drink. You can't
minus
use drugs. You
boys.
can't do whatever. Minus boys.
Then homophobia, you can't get pregnant
Yeah,
before
homophobia.
marriage. If you do, you can't
also
take
you
it out.
You can't have sex.
If you have it, you can't bring him here. Because you're not a two-parent home.
You're not a two-parent
It's
home.
nonsense, to be honest. You know how
Yeah.
many broken
No,
families
you
have
can't
both
say
parents?
it's nonsense because, listen, that's what they're giving. That's what they want. You have a choice.
No, listen, Mariah,
Take
we
your
are
child
allowed.
there
We're allowed
or-
to hate on ignorance.
Yeah.
We're allowed to hate
Yeah,
on ignorance.
I know. Like how
you
you,
hate
how,
on
how do
everything.
you like ignorance?
Yeah.
And
No.
suddenly,
How are you defending ignorance?
It's not.
na nilisema huda akafanya like huda is not hot.
So what if you get into the school with two parents and then they divorce?
Yeah. Oh.
So do you get expelled?
Yes.
That's big nonsense.
They ask you to leave school.
Okay, I've never thought
Like
of that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They ask you to leave school.
Or if your parent dies, so now?
I'm sorry, bro. You
Oh,
find
that's
another
allowed.
school. You find another
don't
school.
know.
You find another school.
You know, a kid's mind is very empty. Like it's an open canvas. The things you're going to teach a toy who's like 3, mpaka like 12, they're going to be so hard for them to unlearn later in life. That's like even us when you're born in Christianity and you're told some things. When you get to like 15 is when you start questioning.
Yeah, a lot of
And then
things,
when you
that's
question, you're beaten up. But when you get older, you're like, fuck this shit. It doesn't make sense.
And you know how many? It's so sad because there's a lot of people who, by the time they get to the point where they can question, it's too late.
Yeah.
Because this is what you've believed your whole life. This is literally who you are. You know. But anyway,
Yeah.
Leah Thomas.
Yes.
Mwass, I think you know the story better.
Oh, so
Yes.
there's a... Hey, I'm going to choose my words carefully.
No, you
Yeah.
have to- No, it's okay. It's
There's
okay.
a trans woman
Yeah.
who's now the top national swimmer in I think in the States.
Yes.
Before she was trans, she was positioned, I think she was ranked number 462 in the male side of the, or in the men's side of the competition. And then now that she's trans, I think the conversation that's been online is,
No, just give the story and then.
yeah. So now there's outrage online.
Okay.
Because the outrage was very nuanced.
she won now.
Yeah, because she won. And it was on many levels. Because guys were saying like, okay, so this is unfair to even the swimmers within her team and within her country. And then now, you know how these things usually are multi-level.
Yeah.
So then there are conversations like, Caster Semenya was born a babe. But because of her testosterone levels, she wasn't allowed to compete.
Yeah.
So guys are like, okay, is it a racism thing that's under this gender and identity thing?
Yeah.
Is it a what? There's been many conversations, but I think the biggest one in the room is what's the future of sports?
Yes.
We're a progressive world. things are changing. People are a lot more ignorance is being
Please.
killed out. But now the bigger conversation is like, now that we're here, now that this is the new reality,
Yeah.
what's the future of
Of
sports?
sports, yeah.
Is it that we are rethinking men and women? Is it that we are creating new categories? And then when it gets to that point, it's like, if you create new categories, it's
You're
marginalization. You
sidelining.
get
Yeah. So what is inclusivity in this age when we are, there's still a lot of diversity? Then what does that look like? If you look at Caster's story, like you mentioned, and this story, because you're like, okay, now what's gonna happen with sports? It's like what the what the Dave Chappelle said, So it's like if genuinely Cristiano Ronaldo identifies as a woman tomorrow, and he wants to play for the women's team, like genuinely, then what happens?
He even said LeBron would score 800 points per game.
Literally. So so this is what so I got an article on The Guardian. I'm gonna read just 2 bits. So the first bit says, so USA's swimming policy states that trans athletes, so the policy one recognizes trans athletes, must undergo 3 years of hormone replacement therapy before being allowed to compete.
Okay.
So the issue with Thomas is that Thomas was 6 months short of that target.
Okay.
But the NCAA, which is the body that is in charge of those, I think the tournament, decided not to go with that. But also I'm like, this is just a US policy. It doesn't really have to apply everywhere. But then, if US is already as progressive as that this is recognized, but they're like, these are the conditions, I'm sure maybe just to level it up a bit, because the reality is, as men and women, biologically we're built very differently, So then something else that I thought was very essential is so I saw someone else, I don't know who this person is, but it's quoted, Sullivan. As a woman in sports, I can tell you that I know what the real threats to women's sports are. Sexual abuse, harassment, unequal pay and resources, and the lack of women in leadership. Transgender girls and women are nowhere on that list.
Okay. So they're bigger priorities right now.
They're bigger priorities right now, and also if already they have policies that recognize that, and then it's a matter of just this is I'm sure this policy, if we read more about it, I'm sure it's backed by science somehow. I don't think there's walikuja tu wakasema 6 months. There has no 3 years, sorry. It said 3 years.
Yeah.
But also then the good thing here, then the conversation here is, so are we addressing the bigger issues or then tomorrow, because it's like Caitlyn Jenner, right?
Yeah.
She was an Olympian.
Yeah.
But participated in the Olympics as a man. And now, if she decided to go back to athletics, then how does she participate?
What's the plan? That's true.
It's a loaded question. It's a very
Because I'm thinking,
question.
even when you said it's just a US policy right now, what happens, because sports is borderless. We have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, we have the whatevers that happen, and all countries participate. So if your country has a policy, of course, no African country, we're not even close to getting there. What happens if there's a trans person who wants to compete in sports and they're from, let's say, Nairobi?
Yes.
And we're not even close to getting a policy like that.
No, we are not.
Yeah.
If it's still illegal to be gay in Kenya, then now how does the same government even draft a policy
for trans? And
so for the community, the LGBTQIA community. So I think it's a good thing. I'd say Leah, what's happening to Leah is going to just set precedents, and it's going to open it up to just having this conversation properly, because she's not an isolated case. I know for sure she's not an isolated case, There's going to be more. I think also she gives power to more trans kids. Can you imagine kids who are trans now seeing this,
Yeah.
Because most of them maybe would grow up knowing they'll never fully pursue their dreams, So this opens up this conversation. And now I'm sure what's going to happen even with these sporting activities, and journalists covering this story, is now they're going to be forced to have this conversation. Like now what happens? Because more and more people are going to come up and you know, in the spirit of being inclusive and making sure that everyone gets equal opportunities, then what happens now?
I'm happy to that conversation about the bigger fish to fry right now, and also the conversation about sports sports are very disciplined. So if you say it's 3 years and I've done 2.5 years, I should not be allowed to compete.
It's that
You know,
simple.
it's like when there was outrage with the last the final nini of the F1 last year in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Like
Abu
you see,
Dhabi.
like the you can't cut corners and say that you're maintaining sportsmanship.
Because there's
So
clear rules.
Yeah, that's the conversation before we even get to discuss what happens now in sports. If there's already rules being cut,
and you've gone
for
against
this,
it,
yeah.
boom.
It's like, yes, it's as simple as just the way we have the constitution, you know. If you do something that is considered a crime and then nothing happens, like what happens to politicians here, then everyone is like, so does the law apply partially? Why is the law selective? And when they say no one is above the law. So it's wrong that I think she was allowed to participate before the 3 years. But again, remember, this policy only applies to the US. So if this happened outside the US, then whoever body was in charge of that, probably they have a different policy. Just the same way countries have different policies when it comes to criminals. And there's countries you can go to as a criminal and you can't be extradited from that. You know, all those things. So, but I think it's a good conversation to have. And I think I'll be keen to follow and see what happens and where this goes. But back to what Mwass said, what is the future of sports now when it comes to representation? Because all of us now agree that gender is not binary.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, so if gender is not binary and it's always been considered binary when it comes to sports and all these other things, then what happens
Where do
now
we
to
go from
non-binary
there?
gender?
Yeah.
F1 is back. Hey,
Yes.
Serious, Nico, like, hey. Lastly,
Hey, Chaxy leo umetupigana magems.
Nakwambia.
And you're just from a flight. Hata hujachoka. Lakini wana ukistretch.
don't make an stretch.
F1 is back.
F1 is back, bro.
Ferrari's at the front.
You don't?
I don't.
I started
But I just
watching
But you followed online.
I'm always Team Louise anyway.
Team Hamilton. Do you support?
I
Do you
started
watch?
watching religiously the last season.
Nice.
The other time
After
they used to
Netflix,
scratch it.
Drive to Survive?
Yes.
Fucking crazy.
Because I like motorsports, but I wasn't really that into it. But I used to watch because all my friends watch it. So Sundays, even when in the house you're drinking, and then someone is like, "Hey, let me cast this shit." Then got interesting. Even Sheila started watching.
Nice.
And we watched the last one when Hamilton was cooled his win. We were just about to go to Alchemist for some gig, and then tulienda ka tumejam.
Oh, because also you're a Mercedes fan.
Yeah, Mercedes.
So I'm a Red Bull racing fan, so you can imagine. So
Why?
here's the thing.
Is it biased? It's like
No, it is biased. It is biased. Because by the time I started watching F1 actively, I was already working for Red Bull. But also, just being in the company, you get like a lot of what's happening in the background, you know. And it was so dope to look at what the strategy the company had internally and then to see that come to life.
That's nice.
I'm like, this is fucking dope. Because you can actually plan something, and if you put your mind into it and the resources behind it,
actually
nothing is
happens.
impossible.
Actually
Yeah.
proper.
So even just looking at that, I'm also a Max fan, bro. How young is? Yo, I mean, we can talk about what happened in Abu Dhabi or not.
Whatever
but
aside, no,
whatever
everyone
happened,
respects that he's a very talented driver.
He's very talented.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw all. Don't get it twisted. I'm still a Hamilton fan.
Yeah.
How can I not be a Hamilton fan
Definitely.
when I knew Hamilton before I knew even what Formula One is? You know,
Yeah.
he's bigger than the
True.
sport, literally.
Yeah. That's true.
So I'm definitely a Hamilton fan, but it's just that I support Red Bull Racing and I support Max and Perez now. You know, but if Hamilton wins, I won't feel sisa kasirika kama nyinyi. I'll just be like, that's my guy, you know. That's my guy. That's my guy.
It's because again we go back to the discipline of the sport has to be intact.
Yeah.
Regardless. Like if you hear like corners were cut, that's
But
actually
also,
a double
you know,
entendre.
Mangi, the weird thing is the double standard in that last race. Hamilton overtook Max from outside the racing track. Normally, you give back the position.
Yeah.
They didn't give it back to Max. Well, Samatu continue, right? Then now when the safety car comes towards the end, and then Max gets an advantage, everyone is complaining. I'm like, yo,
But
begin with, if
overtaking while there's a safety car.
You can. But what they changed is you're not supposed to go beyond a certain number of drivers. How many? 5. Is it 5? I think it's 5.
I'm not too
It's
privy
like
of all
5.
the rules, yeah.
It's like 5. No, the rule was bent there.
Yeah.
But also I'm just saying, even before that rule was bent, before it was bent, Max also, they bent a rule to favor Hamilton. It worked both ways. Watch the final race.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
the highlights. Watch the
Yeah,
highlights.
I'm just excited about this
Yeah.
season.
I'm so
And Drive
excited.
to Survive season 4 is dope.
Have you watched it?
I've just watched an episode
I finished.
so far.
Aye.
You finished all of it?
I finished as soon as it came
okay.
out. Yeah.
Nice. I was watching Genius.
But I think the most exciting thing is, honestly, with the rise of Max and with the rise of Ferrari now, and Mercedes still being dope, it makes the race more interesting.
This will probably be the most interesting season so far.
It's gonna be the most interesting.
Yeah.
Because already you can tell from race 1, Ferrari is not yet to play. Mercedes are struggling, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
Red Bull is okay, except for they had whatever problems they had over the race. So both drivers didn't finish, which happened towards the last lap.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be the most interesting season of F1, and this is because it's now finally a competitive sport.
Yeah.
It's not given anymore. It's not
I'm looking
given.
forward. We'll be hosting viewings.
Let's do viewings, by the
Yeah.
way.
We'll be hosting
Let's do viewings, right?
Definitely.
Okay, let's see what the calendar looks like.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it from my end, man. Unless
That's
you
it.
guys have something else.
Nah. No, Mwass is giving us the closing.
You guys always throw me under the bus with this one. Kwani
See,
mini
'cause
bump.
yeah.
Mwana vile niko na marhymes. Vile niko na marhymes.
Uko na marhymes.
I'm always being thrown under the bus. Shout out to ule mse alienjoy viatu zangu last time. Tumesema itakuwa sasa close shoes na drip
Close
all the
shoes.
time.
Unakumbuka best yetu alipoteza viatu akaiba viatu tena zikaibiwa.
Yes. Unajua vile ulikuwa unatoa
That's
viatu
one
kwenda
thing.
kwa beach, then you come back and you don't find your slides.
Then
So
you
you
take
steal
someone's.
other slides. And then now someone steals those slides and then you get
Sorry.
mad.
And then he doesn't know until when he's packing. And anatafuta collect. Zile za tunaliva ziko then anakatch. Niko like, how can you be offended over shoes you stole, bro?
Anyway, my closing is going to be, and Ben ulituambia tukule samaki alafu tukate maji. Sasa hiyo maji ikipata samaki ndani ya tumbo alafu sikie.
Nah.
Imefufuka.
That was lame, Moss. That was
Cut
very
that
lame.
part.
No, that was very lame.
It's
That
because
was
you're
very
always
lame.
throwing me under the bus.
Loda kupea 5 out of 10.
That's
That
the
one-
only,
that one
that's
from
the only,
Mariah,
that's the
I mean.
lamest, that's the lamest joke I've
That's
ever
the
had
lamest
from
one
one.
in the
Right?
show.
From you, that would be, if that was Chaxy, I'd give him a 10. The fact that it's you, I'm giving you a 5.
She's giving me my flowers and taking them. I like it.
I know, that's
Like here's a rose
like, what?
that you don't deserve.
You don't deserve
That I'll
this.
give you because you're dope. But
Yes.
not
You
today.
get? You get it.
You have something to say? Tunafunga. Nothing. Come on, guys. Episode 4.
It's a wrap.
How's it?
Over 26.
This is
The Bag of Us.
This is the Brunch Club. Over 26.
welcome back to
The mics are
Genius.
closed.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.